Da, 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 da. Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming. They make it. We test it. You play it. And welcome to the inaugural episode of Blowing Off Some Steam, aka a boss review. Now, as I have mentioned, Steam has been around for a while, and I was a little tardy to the party. But the good news is there is so much content available on Steam, is that, well, there are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of games on there, and thousands of DLC and soundtracks. So, while it's impossible for me to review everything, I have a lot of games I've acquired, and a lot of games are on my wish list. So I figured this would be a chance for me to do a new review segment. Also, right now this is June, and we are in the middle of the summer gaming showcase, where like a whole bunch of games are announced. It's like coming this fall. It's like the fall TV lineup, but instead of shows, we're getting all these games that are coming out. Some in the near future, some in the far future, and some within a few days. Also, the Steam sale is right around the corner. So, as I have reviewed two previous Steam games already, Hi-Fi Rush and the game that we do not speak of until it gets its act together, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But for now, I'm going to review the third game. This game I've played on Steam. It originally came out in 2014, so like I said, it's almost a decade old, as I've said previously. And the game is Sunset Overdrive. So with that, let's get into this review. Series. As I said, the title of the game is Sunset Overdrive. It's not a sequel, it's not a prequel, it's not an in-between quill, but it's its own original story property. Team. The people behind this game are Insomniac, whom you know extensively for the Ratchet Clank series, and there's also Blind Squirrel Studios, who have worked on, in part, but so this list of games they worked on includes, but is not limited to, XCOM, Borderlands, and one of the Mass Effects games. So, great talent they had working on this game. Plot. The plot is that you are the nameless protagonist. You work in Sunset City at a company known as Fizco. On the night that they release their new energy drink, Overcharge, everyone who drinks it turns into a mutant. And so you have, after escaping the botched release product release show, you have to survive the awesome apocalypse. Awesome plus apocalypse. You have three goals: survive the awesome apocalypse, escape the city, and expose to the world the true colors of Fizco, the evil soda empire. Gameplay controls. The gameplay controls is third-person platformer shooter. And it is funny because this game, it breaks the fourth wall immensely with references to a whole bunch of stuff from in and around the time. They talk directly to the camera or make jokes about things in games and shows and other movies and stuff. And since it's Insomniac, you are armed with a slew of ridiculous weapons, from practical to impractical, depending on how your playstyle. And it is just great because like you have a weapon that launches exploding teddy bears, or a sprinkler system of mascots that burning acid, and of course like normal guns, but with odd names and paint jobs. And you, aside from shooting and fighting off mutants, you get to travel around the city by running on walls, grinding on rails, or hanging upside down from telephone poles as you grind along. So this game is fun in traverse and in combat. Graphics. The graphics for this game, everything looks great. All the people look great, the mutants look great, and the landscape is great. Everything, it's not the dull gunmetal gray colors you see everywhere. The game uses the entire palette of colors, and the fact that you can customize what your character look like, that also helps. So everything looks great. Audio. The voice work in this game is really good. The way the characters all talk and interact with each other, and the conversations you hear when you are not engaging the enemies, or when you save someone from being held hostage or being chased by the enemy opposition. All the audio from the weapons is great, and it has a pretty cool soundtrack. In fact, I heard that they have 3 different variations of the soundtrack available online. I'm going to find those, and I'm going to get those songs on my iPod. Without spoiling anything, there was this one song that I heard. It had like a ye old version of it, and then it got a metal version of it. So I gotta get the soundtrack. It's very fun to listen to.
Multiplayer.
There is no multiplayer.
DLC.
Okay, so when I got this game, the edition I got. Alright, so here's what. When this game originally came out, there was DLC for like how you could replay the missions, I think either after you completed the game or after you downloaded this DLC. But when it came to Steam in 2016, 2 years after its initial release date, it automatically came with the. I think it automatically came with the DLC where you could replay any mission, which is good because one of the things in the game is you can go around and get collectibles for to upgrade your weapons, your powers, and you can, like I said, you can customize your threads. And there's this one clothing option that is $700,000 or $750,000. Not real dollars, thank goodness, but it is a pain to collect those things. But fortunately, the replay feature helps with getting money and the other collectible items you need to help upgrade your gear and stuff. So yeah, thank goodness for that DLC. But I don't think there's any other DLC that's currently available. Aside from that, the other DLC offers like full costume sets from the Insomniac catalog. Like you'd see this these outfits from other games, or things that were unlocked later on. But yeah, so there is. So the game itself is a DLC, but there's no other DLCs. Sorry for the long explanation.
Issues.
I've had there's no real game breaking issues, but there's 2 things. One, when you're dealing the fact that you're dealing with a custom outfit creation for your character, sometimes the way a character moves or acts, like you'll see a piece of clothing phase through another piece of clothing when they're moving or talking. So it's a little weird when you see it like in a cutscene. And then there's another thing when you are previewing the weapons. Some of the weapons, like you click on the weapon and it'll say this weapon does this and it beats so many enemies. There were 2 weapons. I think there's one weapon where it had the same audio, and then there was another weapon where it was dead silent. So aside from a few minor bumps, I have no complaints. The game is super fun. Everything plays well.
Buy, rent, or pass.
Now, like I said, I'm not sure about the. I've said in the past how I've seen how some games you can get like a 3-day or a few hour rental to try it before you buy it. And since we live in the era where I don't know how renting works anymore, I'd say Sunset Overdrive is a definitive buy. It is very fun. It is a very fun game to play. It is rated M for mature, so like I said, it's not for the kids, but so please buy and play responsibly.
Overall score.
I genuinely love this game, and yeah, so it's from Insomniac, so you know about the whole kooky weapons thing that from Ratchet and Clank. So it does translate over here into a more semi-ish, real world-ish sort of scenario. Yeah, everything looks great. It breaks the fourth wall. It makes fun of all these video game tropes and the internet and movies and TV shows and books and etc. and what have you. And yeah, when this game came out, it was originally on one of the Xbox systems, and I didn't have that system at the time. And when I finally got Steam, after I got some other games, I was like, wait a minute. I think I remember there was a game that I really wanted to play, and I think I saw it on here. And I was like, yes, it's on here and I can get it. So yeah, I give Sunset Overdrive a solid 10 out of 10. And like I said, this game, it is almost 10 years old, and it sounds better, it plays better, and for sure looks a lot better than the other game that we do not speak of. And since you're actually moving around at a high speed, motion blur is definitely kind of a factor and maybe a friend in this scenario. So yeah, so we're still waiting to see if we've heard anything about the game that we do not speak of, and hopefully it can rebound. But for right now, I want to thank you for sticking around for this first review of a B.O.S. review. It was a great chance for me to talk about a game I've played and loved and get to blow off some steam. Now, if things keep working out the way they do, I'm gonna see about trying to keep this series going. And I'm trying to figure out, do I do it in alphabetical order? Is it games that I just pick at random? And actually there's going to be some games that are going to be coming out, and if I can get the review, play it, and then get the review done within a reasonable time frame, that'll be good, because not every game is going to be, day release. Like, there's some stuff that's been out for years. Take this one. So yeah, here's to hoping that we have a new segment here on channel Pirate Captain Jeff, and a new sub show here on Aperture Gaming. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this has been Test Subject 1337 for Aperture Gaming, saying thanks for watching, and as always, game on. And remember, this has been blowing off some steam with a B.O.S. review. Thank you, and as I previously said, game on.